And we are live. What's up, everybody? I'm Jay from Leprechaun TV and your host of the Hot Seat, where we light the fire underneath our seats, guest seats, and ask the hard-hitting questions. What's up, Daniel? How you
What's
doing,
going
brother?
on, Lip? What's up, man? Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, for sure, man. This has been in the making for a while now. We're just getting around to getting Barbacoa Bandits on, so we could talk about his brand and all of stuff about himself and what he does out here for the barbecue community and stuff like that. And we have tons of people already over in the chat waiting to hear your story and get some questions in for you. We got, of course, we got Randy in the house. We got Daddy Dutch Barbecues in the house. My brother from another mother, Joey Edible, Square Table Degenerates in the house. Judge Wet Barbecues in the house. We got Lance Sleeper Barbecues in the house. My dancing partner, Mr. Zach from Brisket Medic. What's up, brother? Who else we got? Simon. Just found out, Simon. Hey, congrats on your new toys, man. It's been talked about for a minute. I know you're going to do some wonderful things with those. And let's see who else we got. Franco Farms. Hey, I owe you one. We'll hook up. This guy, man. This dude right here, man. This dude's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And who else we got? We got C-Max Cooks in the house from the East Coast. What is up, brother? We got Jorge 805 Barbecue Junkies in the house also. Oh, we got some West Coast in the house. Yay. Maria's World 007. What's up, Maria? What's hot? What's up, Hosh? Happy birthday to their little one. I forget how old he is. MBL, what up? We got Cross the Pond. Mick T's in the house. What's up, brother? We got Guggen. What's up, brother? Who else we got? We got Christie's in the house. I see Christie's. Everybody saying hi to Christy. Somewhere up here. There she is.
Keep
HR for all of us.
line.
HR for all of us.
That's it.
We got Joe Everett Barbecue. I'm not sure you guys are linked up yet.
I've been subscribed to him and following
Okay.
him. I'm sure he has no idea who I am, but good
Right.
content. He's got some great content for sure.
So met up with him in Indiana for another YouTuber's party, which it didn't happen on Labor Day, but this guy used to have Labor Day parties. So we held it at the beginning of the summer, which was hot.
Yeah.
And Everett brought all of his stuff and cooked for us the whole weekend, man. Some of that deep bark brisket,
Here you go.
pork belly burnt ends, chicken wings. Can't remember if there was anything else. I don't think there was any pulled pork. But yeah, man, good guy over there. Good guy, out of Indiana himself. But yeah, I'm all caught up, brother. We got 23 million watching us right now.
Here you go.
So yeah, man. Let the people over there in the chat, the ones that don't know you, tell them a little bit about yourself. You know,
Yeah.
where
So
you're from.
Daniel from Bay City, Texas. I am Barbacoa Bandits on social media. Started off as a competition barbecue team. just kind of branched out from there. A little heavier on Instagram than I am on YouTube. I participate a lot on YouTube as far as being in the chats and the lives and all that. Don't really have. I have a couple shorts on YouTube, but that's about it. Looking to get into some long form videos and maybe doing some live streams of my own and stuff here in the near future. But yeah, man, just a barbecue enthusiast all the way around. Born and raised around it. My dad was a welder and a pit builder, so
Oh,
been around it my whole life. I tell everybody I was born next to an offset. You know what I mean? That's just the way I
right.
grew up, man. So
The damn offsets.
yeah, tending the firebox, man. That's up until I was, of age or qualified enough to actually start messing with some proteins. So
Yeah. Did your dad compete?
um, he started to later on in life. He did, like when I was old enough to start competing. That's when I
Okay.
kind of got him into it. Um, and then his health kind of started declining, so he wasn't able to participate as much. But we kept it going. But yeah, so he got to dabble in it a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that's where I got my start in it. Was, like I said, being around it all my life and
Yeah.
seeing the how much fun these competitions can be. You know what I mean?
Uh,
So
you guys say fun. I say work.
it is a lot of work, man. You gotta be half-ass crazy.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say it's fun being next to your fellow friends, competitors, and enthusiasts and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when it's time to work, man, that's a grind.
Right. Yeah. It's one of the few things that you can do where you lose your ass more than not, but you still have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was. That's why I asked if your dad was a competitor because they got the junior rankings too.
Right.
I don't know when they started that. Has that always been at
Um,
competitions?
here in the past, here and there, but man, here lately, kids Q's really been taking
Kids
off,
Q.
man.
Yeah,
It's become a pretty big deal.
right.
So, which is
So
cool.
depending on where you went to compete, the host might say, "Hey, if you bring your kids for the family oriented ones, if you bring your kids, they can compete and stuff like that."
Right. Right.
Yeah. I want to have to say Food Network with the Kids Q competition pretty much sparked probably
Oh
a
yeah.
lot um, more than a little bit of the kids competing. And so have you passed that on yet?
So yeah. So my oldest son, he's already 17. So some kids Q's, they top it, they cap it at 17. Some of them they cap it lower than that. Um, but really, man, he's kind of busy competing with us. Like he's helping me. Uh, so he's cooking with the big boys already. You know what I mean? So my
Right.
little girl though, in May, this will be her first kids Q, and she's 11. So this will be the first one that she's going to compete in, and it's going to be a local one here where I live, a Go Texan cook-off,
Yeah.
and so she's gonna. I think they're doing steak. I think they're doing ribeyes. So
You know what? That's something that I noticed with the Kids Q. It's usually a steak.
mhm.
You know what I mean? Johnny Mag's barbecue just popped in. His kids had competed in a competition that CMAC cooks. He hosts a competition friendly get together. Everybody come to my house and cook. Called the River Fest.
Okay.
So him and Johnny Mags live close by. So Mags and the family packed up and went to his house, and I want to say they did well in it. There's
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of kids involved,
Right.
being a
Yeah, that's cool.
family backyard party.
Right. Yeah, that's
But
what's
yeah,
cool about it, man. I tell everybody, like, if you enjoy camping,
mhm,
cooking outdoors, and you don't have to drink, but it makes it a little more fun. But if you enjoy all those things, man, competition barbecue, you'll love it.
yeah,
So, and if you don't mind losing, you're gonna get humbled in it. And we've all been there. So,
right,
uh, that's the thing. And then you start just like this community, the YouTube community and stuff, there's a whole competition community, man. And once you get wrapped up in that community, it's just like this one. Everybody supports each other. And I can't tell you how many comps we've been to where we might forget something. Oh man, I forgot something as simple as a lighter. And
Yeah.
your neighbor, hey, I got you. Don't worry about it. Whatever. An injector. You forgot your injector at home. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's just the way the community is. But yeah, it's pretty cool, man. And I mean, I think what got us into it was like you were saying about Food Network earlier. When Food Network came out with that Barbecue Pitmasters, what's up, Anthony? When they came out with Barbecue Pitmasters, that show,
Yes.
that's really what blew up competition barbecue over here in
Right.
Texas, and that's kind of what got us into it. You know what I mean? For me, it was like people like Ernest Cervantes. He's from he's not too doesn't live too far from where I'm at, and I'm like, shit, man, he looks like somebody that could be my uncle or my cousin. You know what I mean? And he's out here kicking ass, and so it just got us, wanting to do it, wanting to try it out, and so now it's become a pretty big thing, and it looks like it's coming around again as far as the TV stuff. I mean, you see the was it Barbecue
US,
USA, right?
USA. Mr. Chicken Fried Barbecue's
Yeah,
like a poster child for that show, and that's hosted by Michael Simon, which is here from Cleveland.
right. Yeah,
Get
man.
better, Zach, bro.
Yeah, man.
Stuff
Shit,
going around,
that's rough to do a comp too, and you're not feeling good. I can imagine, man.
and the temperature's been quite warm there in Texas too.
Yeah, man. We're sitting right now. We're sitting at like 82. We got up to 85 yesterday, but you
Mm-hmm.
got to experience it here, though. We got that air you can wear over here.
Man, yeah, I got off that plane was like instant sauna.
Yeah, yeah. I thought I was getting a strip show when I went to pick you up. I was like, oh shit, he's coming out his clothes already.
Hey, let's just say if the wifey wasn't there, bro, I was jumping in some shorts right then there. But the
Yeah,
great
for
thing
sure.
is he had the AC blasted, so once I got in, it was back to okay.
Yeah, yep. It's different.
Yeah. Yeah, so the competition things, man, has been growing like
Oh yeah.
wildfire. So when's your next one?
So the next one will be May. I mean, I wish we could compete more often. I mean, you see guys like competing 40 comps a year, dude. That's damn near every weekend. But it comes down to time and money. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
um, it takes up a lot of time, and it does cost a lot of money. Even with sponsors and stuff, man, you're still coming out of pocket for a lot of stuff. So, um, and I do one of my best friends is who I cook with. He's the other half of Barbacoa Bandits. He's not a social media guy though, so he's kind of a quiet guy. Doesn't really do social media, but working with his schedule too. He works full time. He's got kids involved in sports and all that, so we're lucky, man, if we can do about 4 or 5 comps a year right now. But hopefully here in the near future, man, we can start hitting it pretty heavy again. Uh, Now that things are kind of settling in and all that. With me, it was my health. I was dealing with that stuff for a couple years, so that kind of slowed us down. But now I'm
Yeah.
on the up and up, man, and looking to hit it hard again. So
Yeah. Like Zach, man, he's over there just with probably a cold, that nasty cold that's going around, and that that's rough. I couldn't do it, but
right,
I'll be like, I'll pass on this one,
yeah, yeah,
But down there, you guys have comps in every city. It seems like every weekend.
yeah. Damn near
You
every
got your
weekend.
bigger name ones, and then you got your medium, and then you got your local ones.
Right, right. Yep.
Up here in Ohio, we don't have anything. We have like one major one for points, and that's in the SCA
Right.
stake. So
Yeah. Usually when we're getting ready to do like a sanction cook, like CBA or IBCA or something like that, we'll find a little local backyard type of competition, kind of like a boxer does a tune-up fight before a
yeah,
big match. You know what I mean?
right, Right.
just kind of shake the cobwebs, you know what I mean, and make sure our routine is still good, and before we go out there with the big boys, you know what I mean. So
Right.
I don't know if it helps us any, but it feels good, you know.
Yeah. Well, anytime repetition's involved, you're well oiled for
Right,
anything. I don't care what you do in life. You know what I
right.
mean? So
That's it.
leading the weekend before going into a points competition, you know what I mean? Yeah, if you had one the weekend before, you're ready to go. For one, your stuff's still packed.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? You
sure.
don't have to go home and unpack on top of doing the competition.
Right. Yep.
And speaking of packed, what you working with, man? What you got in your
So,
backyard, trailer,
man,
garage, house?
man, dude. Well, we were joking earlier. Like I said, I'm about one grill away from a divorce, probably. Um, I got a 500-gallon offset on a trailer. I've got a Rectech 700, a Bullseye, and a Matador. Um,
All three of the levels on
right, and then I got a Oklahoma Joe Bronco barrel. Uh, I have a 55-gallon ugly drum smoker. I
UDS.
got my Blackstone over here. I have the Blackstone E series, um,
There you go.
a Weber kettle, and there's probably still a couple that I'm forgetting about that are stowed away in the shop or something. But
Right.
yeah, man, I'm kind of yeah, I'm addicted to it, man. If I see something that's cool that is different than what I have, I want
Mhm.
it. You know, for competition, we've gotten to where we used to be those guys that were I was pulling the 500-gallon offset to a competition and cooking brisket overnight, and man, it the way the comp scene has transitioned, everybody's cooking on barrels and pellet grills now. So that's what we've gone to, barrels and pellet grills. You know, so
Yeah.
but yeah, man, got a little bit of each flavor over here to play with, you know. So
And that's a good point. That yeah, I seen some big pits in Houston, but that was different. You usually see people using the drums. You
right,
see
right,
some kettles out there being used. Um, you got everybody screaming rec tech now.
oh yeah, man. It's funny because I didn't realize when I bought into these RegTech grills, I didn't realize the cult following behind them. Man, there's some fanatics out there, dude. I love them. I mean, but I'm not gonna say they're the best thing out there, and I'm not gonna say they're to me they're a good bang for your buck. You know what I mean? They've
Yeah,
served me really well at the price point that they are, and I love them. Works for me.
yeah. Uh, Randy, lube the horns.
Yeah, for sure. Got to keep them things polished
So,
up.
so which one did you get first?
The first one I bought was the Bullseye, which is same size as the kettle, as a Weber kettle, 22-inch kettle style.
Yeah,
It's stainless. That's the first one I got. That was kind of my way of filling them out. Like, okay, is this a good product? Are they quality products? Because you can't
correct.
with Rectic, you can't go to a store and put your hands on one. It's all sold online, and unless you know somebody that has one, you're not going to really be able to go put your hands on one.
Right.
So I bought that one, loved it, and then I bought into the 700, and from that, then after that, I bought the Matador. The Matador is basically, I don't know, you've heard of like the fire disc. It's like a wok style, or in
It's like
Spanish
a
we call them like
disc,
disco.
disco. Okay, I
Yeah,
was gonna say
like a disc
discada.
cooker. Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
Rectech, they actually discontinued it. I don't know why, but they have a stainless one, and so I have that one.
Here we go. But yeah, so do they all have a different purpose, or is there a favorite one for you? What's
Uh,
going on?
I would say my go-to is the 700. Um, it's got more room. I mean, I could fit probably 3 or 4 briskets in it,
Okay.
at a time. And so it's just my go. I can cook a lot of food fast. You know what I mean? In that thing. So like, pork butts. Shit, I could probably do about 8 of them in there if I wanted to.
Okay. So it's got
Uh,
room.
oh yeah, it's got
Yeah.
room, and you know, I served my time. I mean, I'm not that old, but I've been around an offset all my life. So, I've heard all the comments of, oh, the easy bake oven and this and that. Like, dude, you say whatever you want. Like,
Right, for sure.
my weekday warrior cooks are gonna be on the pellet grill, man. When if I've got the time and the energy, I'll play with my offset. But
Yeah,
yeah, dude. So my go to for the most part is my 700. It's Old Faithful. I can
yeah,
fire that thing up from my phone, and I could be at the grocery store picking up meat and fire it up, and by the time I get home, it's preheated, ready to go.
yeah.
So that I mean, that kind of thing. But each one of them, I tell my wife every one of my pits has its own unique purpose. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because she's like, another one? Why? I thought you already have so many. I'm like, yeah, but this one does different things. You know, so
so,
that's my story.
so we're cooking some tacos or some fajita. Maybe we got some skirt steak. What are we using?
Man, honestly, fajitas, I'm probably either gonna go on the Weber or maybe
Okay.
even the Blackstone.
Now you're talking.
So you know what I mean. It just depends on what flavor profile I'm chasing. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So if I want that good sear on them, then shit, yeah, that Blackstone, man, it'll put that little bit of
Nice,
a crust on them. You know what I mean?
nice char. Well, not a
Right,
char, but a skillet burn,
right,
a
yeah,
cast iron feel to it.
right. A shield of flavor.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's really what it is. It seals them flavors in for sure. And what's
right,
great now is you got a lot of these companies coming out with um, charcoal infused uh, rubs and stuff.
right,
So now you could use that on the Blackstone and actually damn near come identical. I
right,
mean, you're not going to get identical. I understand that, but I mean, the flavor's there, and
right.
if you lock it in good and you got it nice and well seasoned, it's
Yeah,
gonna work,
yep.
you know.
I see
Uh,
Randy's comment, the kiwi fajita on the Blackstone. Yeah, Randy knows about my kiwi secret.
yeah, I
It's
heard.
a Yeah, and it's a damn good tenderizer, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and with skirt, you do, you
Right.
know.
That's the
Um,
main thing I use it on, honestly, is
yeah,
fajitas.
yeah,
That
and it's all about breaking it down and the way you slice it.
right. Yeah, so those that don't know, I can't remember the chemical that's in kiwi. I can't remember what it's called, but what it basically does, it's almost like the same way pineapple breaks down meat, but the kiwi will tenderize the meat without making it mushy, and it doesn't leave a flavor behind. You know what I mean? So you can marinate it with your whatever your favorite fajita marinade is. Throw some slices of kiwi in that marinade. Let it sit for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it'll be some of the most tender fajitas. Or if you want to you buy a cheap cut of steak, do that same marinade,
Okay.
tender, dude, all day. I'm telling you.
No juices, just the kiwi.
So I'll peel the kiwi, slice it, put it in there with whatever your favorite marinade is for fajitas, or if you just want to do a rub and put it in a bag,
Hmm.
or like I'll do like a fajita rub mixed with like some olive oil
There you go.
and some
That's my
lime,
stuff.
maybe a little bit of lime or something, and with, like I said, my favorite seasoning, which is usually like Fiesta brand fajita seasoning with mesquite. And
Okay.
yeah, man, let that sit in the fridge in a Ziploc bag for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Super tender, man.
Right.
So yeah, that's my little go to. That's my little secret. But
You,
now all of you guys know it.
yeah. Right. I mean, and that's what we do. We
That's
bounce
it.
ideas off of each other. Like, hey, I did
Yeah,
it this way, and I got this tenderest piece cut, whatever steak, like you said, steak. Uh, uh well, skirt steak, inside, outside. Those are all tough cuts, man. You
right.
know,
Yeah, for
I,
sure.
I did the man, I can't even remember the name of it, but uh bavette, the bavette,
Yeah,
which is another name for um one of the skirts. I forget which one it is. I want to say inside skirt.
Right.
But that's what I used that charcoal infused rub on, man, and put it on. I did it on the E series, by
Really?
Blackstone. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, man, that thing was flat meat. There we go. There we go.
Flat meat. Yeah. So, yeah. Tom Garvey. That's the name. Tom's got the name of the
Oh,
chemical.
this guy is full of knowledge when it
Oh
comes to
yeah.
stuff. Obviously,
For
when you got to
sure.
put a diet into motion,
Yeah.
you start doing the research and you start reading what's what. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Yep.
I'll be definitely hitting him up for some
There you go.
info,
Yeah.
recipes, stuff like that. And Jules says she's making carne asada tacos for dinner.
Man, that
You
sounds
know,
good.
see what happens, man. You say one thing and it's like, bing. Oh, I got
Yeah.
a dinner idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, but talking about rubs, steaks, secrets, marinades, you have something
Oh yeah.
that a lot of people should probably put on the radar. I have not opened mine and used it yet. Cleveland's still in the winter months, and
Yeah.
I want to do it right. You know what I mean? I want to put it
Right.
over some coals and
There you
use it
go.
right.
Heck
And
yeah.
I'll probably end up breaking in my brand new Weber on that one. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
we'll see. But yeah, I want to use it right. So we discussed earlier. This is how many ounces do
So
I have?
that's the 11 ounce. As of today, it'll now be 14 ounce bottles, which
There you
I don't know if
go.
you can tell the size difference, but
You're right.
yeah, it's a lot. It's 3 more ounces. The bottle's a lot heavier. It's a lot more to it.
Hmm.
So I just updated the website today, so that's what we'll be shipping out from now on is the 14 ounce bottle. Um, just more bang for your buck than the 11 ounce
Yeah.
was doing. So, um, and I was telling you earlier. Now the pepper that's going in and now is actual 16 mesh. It's actually Fiesta brand 16 mesh that goes in this, so you can see it, that
More
grain in there.
granulated. Yeah, compared to
Yeah,
mine. Mine's a little
right,
finer.
right. So the flavor profile didn't change a lot, but I guess I can't say that. I mean, it is a little more pepper forward now. You know what I mean? But I was kind of I was one of those people that, dude, I was buying all the commercial rubs. When I say commercial, I'm talking about like the meat churches and
Yeah.
the big
Oh,
names like that.
right. Which you can find at
And
your nearest box store.
right. And man, I found a lot of them for me personally. This is just my personal opinion, my personal palate. To me, they were a little too salty. You
Yes.
know what I
Oh,
mean? And
same way.
so when I started, playing around with different rubs and stuff, trying to make one that I like, I was trying to make something that, I mean, at the end of the day, I guess it's very Texas flavor. You know what I mean? It's salt, it's pep. It started off salt, pepper, garlic, and onion, and then went from there.
Okay.
And it was originally supposed to just be a brisket rub, but the more I tweaked it, it got to the point where now, if I had to really label it, I'd say it's more of an all-purpose. So, like Simon, everyone started calling it Barbacoa, Bandits,
Yeah.
all-purpose.
Right.
So that's just kind of the name that the people gave it. So, but yeah, man, it was just that's really where it came from. Was just me buying all these different rubs, and I'm mixing a little of this, little of that, da da da, and I'm like, what if I just make my own that has everything I want already in it? So
Yep.
it's got some smoked salt in there to give it, like you're saying, if you cook on a Blackstone, if you're using this, you're gonna have some smoke flavor in it, even on the
Okay.
Blackstone.
All right.
So when you open it and smell it, that smoke will hit you. The smoke and the pepper will hit you, for sure. So
Right. Right now, with what I'm dealing with, it's just gonna tease me, but I'll do it
yeah,
anyways, man. Oh, I smell some citrus.
little hint of that, yeah. Um, this one, of course, is a little different. So the pepper definitely hits a little harder on the one I have right here, but it's
Up front, I could smell the smoked salt.
right,
I could smell the citrus, and obviously, I feel the pepper.
right. And so what's crazy is the citrus is more of an aromatic on it. It's not going to
Okay,
have like a lemony flavor
right
or
on.
anything like that, but it does have that citrus, that aromatic note to it, you know?
Okay,
So, man, but it's on brisket. When I'm making brisket at the house, this is the only thing that's going on it.
okay.
It's a one and done for me, you know, at home. Competition, of course, we're doctoring everything up, you know, but this
Layers.
is, yeah, this is my base layer in competition. Um, and burgers, man, dude, it puts out some great burgers, steaks, hell, chicken. I use it as a base on my ribs. Because I do like a little bit of a sweet note on my ribs, so this doesn't really have sweet to it.
Yes.
It's more of a savory.
Yeah.
So I will use this as a base on my ribs, and then I'll finish it with actually with some Uncle Steve's sweet and spicier.
There
So
you go. Yeah, that'll give you that for sure.
yeah, my cabinet nowadays, all you're gonna see in my kitchen is this, Uncle Steve's, and a couple Fiesta seasonings. That's it. I mean, you
Gotta
know,
have the fiesta.
right, man. And I mean, I support other, you know, smaller guys that are selling rubs and stuff. You know,
Yeah,
I'll buy their stuff and use their stuff all day and promote it and all of that. You know what I mean? Because, uh, you know, at the end of the day, there's enough out there for all of us. You know,
yeah,
and
for sure.
this is more of a this is just a labor of love for me. It's not something that I'm trying to get rich off of. I probably never will, but it's just I love doing it. You know, I love.
Right.
It's almost like you know, those of us that like cooking, we get pleasure out of, you know, when we make something and serve it to someone and they're like, oh my god, this is delicious. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I get to do that from my house to your house. I can send this to you and get that same reaction. You know what I mean? I love the feedback. You know, when people message me, man, I love the rub, or I tried it on this and it's great. You know,
Hmm.
should you see Randy every time he's live, he's pouring it on a beer, which is I would have never thought to even try it on a beer until, you know, Randy tried it and he loves it, man, and it's his go-to. It seems like so.
Yeah.
You know, Guggen barbecue. You know, AJ, he's had it in a couple of his videos now, a couple cooks he did, and you know that's another one. You know, he messaged me when he tried it on some smash burgers and was like, dude, this is delicious. You know, then he tried it on a steak, same thing. So you know, it's stuff like that. That's what I'm in it for, man.
Have you ever broke it down and used it as an injection also?
Man, so I've had somebody ask me like if I'd ever tried it like in a finer form as like maybe like a finishing dust or something. So that
Yeah.
kind of got my wheels to turning, and so I have used it like in competition as a finishing dust. Put it in a spice grinder, make it into
Hmm.
like a powder.
Yeah.
Um, and then when it was actually Jason from Elite Barbecue Smokers, he's the one that asked me about that. Yeah, he's a competition guy,
Yeah.
and well, his feedback, he shouted me out on Instagram. He made some smash burgers with it and loved it. And then he reached out to me, you know, privately and was like, dude, this thing's awesome. And so he asked me about that, the finishing dust thing. And so, yeah, man, then after making it into a powder, it has crossed my mind, you know, like, man, let's blend this with some other stuff and make it,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
like an injection, you know, because it is pretty savory, you know. So, yeah, man, there's all kinds of stuff I want to do. Hell, Randy has me wanting to play with the profile some more and make a beer salt out of it, you know, grind it to a finer dust and do some lemon juice powder or something and
Yeah.
tweak that a little bit and make it a good beer salt, you know.
Yeah. And believe he talked about this last night. He
Okay,
made a compound butter.
heck yeah,
You know,
shit, yeah,
that would be like that's what I was envisioning for some kind of injection. Some butter melted down, some seasoning, and probably like that Campbell's beef consomme or something. You know what I mean?
right,
Or
right,
or anything beef stock
yeah,
or something like that. You know, and build it from there. You know, and make an injection out of it. And you know, on the competition side, man, that's all you guys do is inject, inject, inject. You know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man. So we got your link over there in
I
the
appreciate
chat
that.
for folks to order.
Christy's on it, man.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate that. Um, I am going to share your Instagram so we can see some of the stuff you're talking about and on your competition side and even your backyard cooks. You know what I mean? Got some beautiful, beautiful food.
Appreciate that, man. I gotten pretty good with the filter.
Yeah. Is that what it is? You're tricking
Yeah,
us?
yeah, man. I'm not a good cook. I'm a good photographer.
Right. So we'll pull this up. Big screen. Um, we got Barbacoa Bandits. Little over 3,300 followers. It says competition barbecue and rubs. And the good charcoal ambassador, meter made brand ambassador. You can find those through his link tree. And got some photos. There's your lovely wife.
Yeah, that's my number one sponsor.
Yeah. But not saying but these tacos, bro. Look at
Yeah,
those.
yeah,
What do you got in there?
man. That's if I remember correctly, that's I think it's al pastor. It's got
Okay.
some your typical the must-haves, man. The cilantro, the avocado, the what is it? Cojita cheese.
Yeah.
I'm I'm probably butchering that. Shame on me. Uh,
Cotija.
Cotija
Cotija.
cheese, yeah. Yeah, man. It's just that right there was just a weekday cook. You know what I mean? That's on the Blackstone, man. Uh,
Right.
there's
Look
some,
at
yeah,
these. Wow.
yeah, some ribs, man.
Yeah, that's pretty, man. That is pretty right there.
That's that bap that went on them, man.
Ah, look at this thing. Look at the bark on that.
Yeah, yeah. This thing is definitely a bark builder, man. This rub for sure.
Oh, once again,
Yeah,
always got to self control, man.
that's it, man.
Uh, Look at this beautiful plate right here.
Yeah,
Got
that
a
was
little bit of everything going on in there.
yeah, man. I had made that. It was my mother-in-law's birthday, and she wanted some of my brisket. So
Hey,
cooked her up. It was some prime brisket from
nice,
HEB, and yeah,
nice deep
all the fixing, man.
deep smoke ring. That
Right,
deep
right.
color, man. That deep red.
Yeah,
What we got going on here?
that was
Oh,
on my
baby.
bullseye little rotisserie turkey. That was
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, actually. Yeah.
You mess with the bull, you get the horns.
For sure.
Of course,
Yeah,
something
shout
new
out.
for you and Anthony.
Yep. Team Fire
Uh,
Cups over here. Yes, sir.
let's see what else we got. Ooh, nothing like fire.
Yeah, man, that's a fire.
Fire. What is it? This got to be some loaded fries, huh?
That's it, man. Had some leftover brisket, chopped it,
Mm-hmm.
made some fries with it, man, loaded them down, and that's some Uncle Steve's sauce with no name on there.
Ooh,
Fire, dude.
okay,
Fire.
okay. Speaking of, you
There
got
he is.
little
Yeah, little shrimp boil action, some gator shake to top it off.
I know that was money, dude. So
Oh
I
man,
really don't mess with seafood all that much, and
I really don't either, man. But yeah,
cooking with CJ had marinated some shrimp overnight, and he wasn't able to eat it. We got to eat it. Uh,
yeah,
I had two. You know what I mean? Out of nowhere, I had two of them.
yeah.
Weird, but the flavor was there.
Right, right.
Uncle Steve Shake, make it
Yeah,
right. That's a
it's a
pretty
little.
meatloaf. Is that
Yeah,
smoke? Is
yeah. A
that
little
oven?
smoked
That smoke?
meatloaf, man. On the
Nice.
Rectech, man. On the old bull.
Oh
That's
boy.
another one, man. That's one of the family favorites, man. The wife and kids, they're always calling for that one.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's just a bunch of chopped beef I made for. I don't even remember the occasion at this point, but I love chopped beef just as
Sandwiches,
much. Yeah,
tacos,
man.
pizza.
Dude, you name it, man. When I make a brisket, I don't mind making a 16 pounder for my little family because we'll eat brisket. We'll eat off that one brisket for days. You know what I mean?
Look at that smoke ring,
This
dude.
was a select brisket, man. And you could see the juice that was pulled on that cutting board, man. It was just, I tell everybody, man, if you just take your time with it, even a select brisket will still put out, a good product, man. Just
For
cook it with
sure.
love. Don't
Sure.
rush it.
Oh, speaking of pizzas,
Yeah, man, I've thrown a few pizzas on there, and I actually have a pizza oven attachment now for my bullseye. It's actually a Weber kettle attachment, but anything that fits on that Weber kettle will fit on that Rectech bullseye. So
well, that's good to know.
yes,
That's good to
sir.
know.
That's that Matador you see right there on the left hand side, the disc cooker. Fried some homemade steak fingers on that thing.
Steak fingers. That's
Yeah,
that's the chicharrone maker right there.
yes, sir. All day, yes, sir.
Wow. And then you got your
It's the Bronco, yes, sir. We take that
Bronco.
out to the competitions. That and then the 55-gallon barrel. Those things are
That
just set it
they're
and forget it,
solid.
man. Yeah,
There's
dude, they
those
are.
things are solid, man.
Yep. Yeah, they're
Got
built
that
like a
big
tank.
wheel on it, you know,
Yeah.
wheel it through about just about anything.
So there's the bullseye with the rotisserie attachment on it,
Okay.
and I just use the because the bullseye lid is hinged, so I just leave it up and I'll use the lid from my kettle, from my Weber, and works like a charm, dude. I fill that thing up. There was another like a clip, like a short on there where I had that thing full of chicken wings, that basket.
Okay. Now see you said chicken wings. When I seen that, I seen hatch green chili.
Oh
Uh
yeah, you can
all,
do some good fire roasted
all
chilies.
your yeah, your fire roasted chili.
Yes,
Exactly,
sir,
man. That's what I seen.
for sure.
Here's your competition chicken, huh?
Yeah, some chicken thighs right there.
Yep.
So,
I tell you what, chicken fried barbecue got a nice
oh
technique
man,
on skimming that
dude,
skin, man.
he's like a ninja.
Yeah. There we go, right there, side by
Yeah,
side.
yeah. The daddy and the son, or the big bro, little bro.
Right on. Um, there's a little bit. You guys could go give him a follow. You know,
For sure.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that. And check out the rest of his Instagram, man. So that's how I come across you.
Right.
We've been Instagram friends for since probably 2018, somewhere around in
Something
there.
like that, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, and just now getting around to actually hanging out and actually first person that picked me up from Houston Airport was my brother here.
Yes,
Showed
sir.
me the way, had me a little dollar store snack pack going on.
Yeah, man. When the munchies hit you in that hotel room, man, and
Yeah,
you don't feel like going nowhere, you gotta have that little stash, man.
yeah, and I that was dude forever grateful for that, man.
Oh,
I
for
had it all
sure,
set
man.
up. You seen the picture? You know, I
Yeah.
had the chips in one row, the candy in one row, the bubble gum. What else we have? Some chips.
Some
We had
Gatorade.
some Gatorade
Yeah,
that was in
man.
the fridge. 2 flavors.
Yep.
Yeah. Good times, man. So when
For
you're
sure.
out there working on those pits, man, what's on the radio?
Man, man, a little bit. I'm pretty eclectic, man.
Mhm.
I'll listen to damn near anything, but my go-to's usually I'll probably listen to like some country or some here in Texas, being Hispanic, man, Tejano music's big, so
Yeah.
I'll have that's just what I grew up around. That's what my dad had playing. He'd have old school country, 90s country and Tejano music, what I grew up on, man. So that for the most part, that's what's playing around here. Of course, I did grow up into hip hop too, so
Yeah.
I have, but more the old school stuff more than anything. You know what I mean? So I'll mix it up with some of that every now and then. But my
So
wife
you got
listens to all kinds of different music too. So there's really no telling what you might hear coming out of my house.
the playlist is on shuffle at
For
all
real.
times.
Yeah, we might go Tupac from Tupac, the next song might be Ramon Ayala or something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
So you never know. George
Uh,
Strait in between.
so you introduced me to a bunch of music from
Yeah,
Texas. You
right.
know, what's his name? That guy.
Um, so there, like here in Bay City, there's
Mex-
a Mexican rapper named Mexican OT. There's
OT.
yeah,
I was gonna say G.
Randy's been jamming his stuff lately too, man. He's a
Yeah,
young cat, man, but yeah, he's jamming. I think he just got picked up by like Interscope. So for our little
that's
small
good.
town, dude, that's a big thing, man.
Yeah, yeah, and we've been following him when he goes live
Oh,
on
that dude,
Instagram.
Sean Mecca, that
Yeah,
guy,
Sean Mecca.
he does like the country rap stuff, and yeah,
Yeah,
dude, he's underrated. He's still once someone catches on to him, somebody
yeah.
important, you know, I think he's gonna blow up, man.
And then I sent you another one, Louis the Singer.
Right, right,
You know what I mean? Like these three cats, those are in my playlist now. You know what I mean?
right, for sure.
But yeah, man, you always got to have some music. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I know
Yeah,
if I'm outside, the music's blaring. And great thing is you know where I live, it's close in quarters. You know what I mean? And I got my sound bar out there, you know, and I'm jamming.
yeah,
Nobody says nothing.
right, right.
Knock on wood. Nobody says nothing. You know why? Because they know they're probably going to get a plate of food later.
Yeah,
You know what I
for sure.
mean?
They're seeing that smoke signal in the air. They're not worried about
Right.
it. Yep. Yeah, I'm the same
And-
way, man. I have my TV out here with the sound bar, and if I'm out here cooking and chilling, dude, the music's playing, and you know whatever. The my neighbors aren't too close to me, so I don't really have to worry about them. But yeah, man, it's like I said, it goes hand in hand, dude.
yeah. Now, do you have a lot of land, or are you close to your
Um,
neighbors also?
no, so we're in city limits, but I sit on three lots, so it's like a quarter of our block that is our property. We have a corner lot. So the way my patio is set up is on one end of the property and it faces all the open side of my property. So whenever I'm blaring music or whatever, by the
It,
time it hits somebody's house, they're not, you know what I mean? They're pretty
okay.
far away. They're across the
Yeah.
street. The closest neighbor's way across the street. So
Yeah. Well, so I don't know if you like guns or not. You know, you got
oh yeah,
some?
it's Texas for sure.
Yeah.
It's Texas, right? Yeah. So
Big belt buckles, cowboy hat, cowboy boots, and guns,
that's it, man. That's
and
it.
barbecue, and barbecue.
Yeah. Now we can't do like Randy over here where I live and just pop them off in the backyard, but
No
we don't.
desk pops, right?
Yeah, no desk pops over here. We don't have to drive too far to get to some country where we can do it, but
Right.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, Texas, man, we've all every home has them. You know what I mean? It's just a part
Yeah,
of
for
life
sure.
around here, man. You know,
Do you
hunting and
have
stuff is a big thing. So,
a favorite?
man, my everyday carry is just simple. It's just a 9 millimeter. It's a Ruger, um, simple, cheap. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Right.
I have more expensive stuff. I have like a Glock and stuff, and then of course rifles and all that good stuff for like hunting and everything. But
Yeah.
shit, my everyday carry, like I said, it just it only needs to work once. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
it's just I keep it simple, man. So,
Right
but
on.
but yeah,
Yep. That's good. Um, you know, I'm gonna be on this food truck, so I'm gonna have to learn how to play with one
mhm.
and get one to carry myself, man. You never know. You know.
Yeah. We live in crazy times, man. You never know.
And that's what it is. It's crazy times. It's not necessarily where you live.
Right.
It's happening everywhere. So
Right.
you
Exactly,
can
man.
say inner city, out of city, country,
Yep.
state. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I
Nowadays,
mean?
nothing surprises me nowadays. You know.
No, nothing at all. And you know, who knows? We'll see how it goes. You know, I have we do have a shooting range across diagonal from Jones Bones Barbecue, so I might walk
Okay.
over there and see
Yeah.
what they could do for me. You know what I mean? I got to get the hands on before I start even shooting. You know what I mean? Get the
Right. Yeah. For sure.
feel of it. breaking it down, cleaning it, all that,
Yep.
handling first.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You gotta have that confidence, man, where you know what I mean? Where it becomes just a reaction. You don't even gotta think about it, and
Hmm.
God forbid you ever have to use that thing, it's just it's not even it's gonna be muscle memory by that point.
Right.
So yeah, for sure, man.
We
So you're
got,
looking oh go ahead.
no, go ahead. What was you going to say?
No, I was gonna ask you about the food truck. What what kind of you're doing like barbecue, or you're going to be doing just a little bit of everything, variety type of thing, or
I'm leaning towards the Mexican side of things, man.
heck
Tacos,
yeah, shit
some
yeah,
something on that. And like we talked about, your mother-in-law makes a chamoy. I'm gonna probably do like a little thing of I could sell candy or fruit,
right. There you go.
with the chamoy and the gator shake on there. And uh, I had talked about getting the pizza box, putting the French fries in there, cheese, and then have four corners of four different proteins.
Yeah,
Making my own sauce, crema sauces and stuff like that, and having four
right.
different, and hand you a fork. Here you
Yeah,
go. You know what I mean?
yeah. When I was in Vegas last September, that we went to a pizza place that did pizza and they did the fries. And anything you could get on a pizza they made, you could get on the fries because they had like a birria pizza, a taco pizza, stuff like that. So you could also do the fries, man, and it was delicious.
I tell you what, if that birria wasn't such a long processed recipe, that would be what I'd sell. You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean? But
Yeah,
the time, the work, and it's always better the day after. So you'd always have to do your cook the day before and let it
right,
sit and then bring it back up and
right.
and
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 knowing how
then
much you need to make in advance and all of that, yeah, it's a
I
lot that goes into it.
not tooting my own horn, but everybody since it's hit the market, over here Mexican joints serving it more and more. People like mine better.
Right.
So I know I
Yeah.
already have something
Right,
there.
right. Oh, and
You know
I've
what I
seen
mean?
I've seen the clips that you post or share in the group chat and stuff. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man, yeah, you got it going on for sure, man.
So I would have to make quadruple order of birria just to make it through a session on the food truck. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely looking, man. I'd love to start doing like some pop ups or something like that. Getting my feet wet and something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see where it goes from there. So
Now, if there was competition on that side of things, I'd definitely be involved.
right.
Me and my partner, Red Mexican, we would definitely be hitting up some Mexican dish competitions. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's crazy because we have
Obviously,
them here.
yeah, not up here in Cleveland,
Right,
Ohio.
right.
Not for
Yeah,
we
that's
have
crazy.
festivals. You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean? But that might look into something like that. But as far as competition and for scoring and points and
Yeah,
stuff like that, yeah, man, that would be awesome. That's right
yeah.
up my alley. Way
It
pa.
is, yeah. Yeah, that's what a lot of So that's like you mentioned the competition stuff. That's what a lot of these barbecue guys do is you build a name, you build a platform in competition, and then
Mhm.
you transition to something else with that. Whether it's rubs and sauces or a restaurant, a food trailer, whatever. You know what I mean? So it is pretty. That would be pretty cool if they did more competitions like that, like taco competitions. Could you imagine?
Well, at your guys' barbecue competition, sometimes they have that
Yeah,
category
they'll do like an open category, chef's
open,
choice, or whatever. Yeah,
chef's choice, tailgate. I've seen some people call it a tailgate, uh,
right.
stuff like that, and that's when people are bringing their flat tops.
Yep.
Not just for that, but you could cook your breakfast when you guys wake up. You could do your dinners, and then you could do that
Right.
tailgate.
I've seen some of the competitions we do around here. They'll do like a wild game category. I've seen
Mhm.
guys win first place a few times with shrimp tacos because it's wild game. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's something that's caught. You know, it's no different than I guess doing fish or something you killed or something you hunted. So shit, there's guys kicking ass in the wild game category with
Mhm.
shrimp tacos. So
Yeah,
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 it's pretty cool.
yeah. You do a lot on the flat top.
Oh
Um,
yeah, dude.
Anthony's
Shit.
talking about, uh, flat top at every comp.
Yeah,
Like
we
you
take
throw,
ours.
throw your shrimp on there real quick, man.
Yeah, we
Boom.
take ours just for because when we're doing a barbecue competition, the last thing we want to eat is barbecue.
Oh yeah, that's for
So,
sure.
dude, we'll take a flat top and we're making breakfast on that thing, burgers, a quick, something, a quick snack, a quick meal, whatever. Uh,
No freezing anything. Fresh daily.
yeah,
So I'd always have to be one day ahead of, you know what I mean, ahead of myself.
right.
Uh, so I'd probably have to take a day off just to cook it,
Hmm.
and then every other day, which ain't
Right.
bad for starting out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shit, look at like Smoking Joe. He's only open 2 to 3 days out of the week, but he's busy the
Right.
rest of the days prepping. You know what I mean? And he cooks his briskets the day before and all
Yeah.
of that. So
Right.
yeah, for sure. It's the prep. That's what the people don't see. You know what I mean?
The prep, man.
The prep and
That's
cleanup.
what it's all about. Prep and cleanup, yes, for sure. And the prep, Joe makes 100% scratch
Yeah, man.
for
I,
all his
I
knives.
commend him for that because that's
Wow,
a lot, dude. That
that is a lot.
nothing. His stuff's not coming out of a can or a frozen package or whatever. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He's doing it from scratch, man. That's crazy. It's a lot of work, man.
That's a lot of work,
Yep,
and you need all hands on deck,
for
whole
sure.
family involved.
Yeah, man. Yep, nobody's safe for sure.
But yeah, man. So how was it? You survived it.
It was cool, man. It's
Wasn't
cool.
bad, right?
Yeah, felt like any other time I'd sit here and shoot the shit with you.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Definitely not no hard hitting questions. That's clickbait.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But so yeah, man. Probably gonna wrap it up here. If you got anything to promote or anything like that, and shout out, um,
yeah,
floor is
man.
yours, brother.
Just shout out to everyone, man, that supports, man. Our little group. You guys know who you are. Always networking with each other, helping each other any way we can, bouncing ideas back and forth, just supporting all the way around. Anybody who supports the brand, buys the rub, man, I appreciate it. Um, I think you'll love it. Anybody who tries it, man, I think something I stand behind. Money back guarantee, that kind of
Mhm.
thing. But yeah, man, and just thanks to you, Let, for having me on. And wow,
Look at this
everybody,
guy,
everybody's favorite uncle.
man.
He's the man, dude. Yeah,
Love you, man.
Uncle Steve is the man.
And you would also, prior to the show starting, we talked if somebody had some kind of food allergy from something that you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
try to customize
If
the
you have any
rub.
kind of concern or question or anything, man, hit me up, message me. If you have a food allergy or something, I'm mixing this in the kitchen. You know what I mean? So if there's something, if you have a question about it, let me know and we can accommodate it, man. You know what I mean? And just hit me up, Or if you have any questions of what to use it on, how to use it, whatever. I love stuff like that. I'm
Yeah,
an open book, man. This is it's a lifestyle for us, and any way we can help somebody, man, to grow to love it the way we love it,
mhm,
we're all for it, man. So
for sure. And hopefully we can see some injections from you.
yeah, maybe so, man. There's no telling
Yeah,
what the future might hold. So
some jerky. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
man, for sure, for sure.
Vacuum seal some jerky, send it around. You never know, man.
Yeah,
Um, 4 inches. is average. You make cilantro that doesn't taste like cilantro.
Put enough,
that
put enough
that
of
would.
this on there, it'll probably take that flavor away.
I think you need some work on your tongue.
Cilantro is one of those things, man. You either hate it or love it. I think
Yeah, it's 50-50 on that one.
for sure.
Appreciate everybody coming out. We held 30 million strong.
Heck yeah,
They're the ones, man. We just sit here and
yeah,
BS. They're the ones that make this show possible each and every week. If it wasn't for you guys, there would be no show. So all gratitude goes out to you guys. I love you,
yeah.
and
Sure.
stick with us. You know what I mean? We're always growing. We're always meeting new people, creating new content. Just about everybody over in that chat has a channel of some sort. So all I gotta say is love and support each other as
That's
much as
it.
we can. You know what I mean? We're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. You know,
That's it, man.
some shift or shake. You never
Ship
know.
to
You
shake,
know?
man. I told him if I come up with a good beer salt, that's the name.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, we're out of here.
Later, people.
Love you. Peace.